This looks so good. It almost feels like we're having a Thanksgiving feast.
Well, and this is Tuesday, the 13th of May, an illustration that you can have a great turkey dinner any time of the year.
Right.
And this is a special turkey.
Yes, it's a special turkey. This has been bone out. The leg has been taken out and stuffed, and the breast is cooked right on the stuffing.
And it's easy to serve and
delicious.
Delicious.
Yes.
Well, let's start at the beginning.
Happy cooking.
Bon appetit. How much does this turkey weigh?
I think it's about 15 pounds, this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a fresh one, although there are frozen ones on the market, right?
There certainly are. And I think frozen ones are very good indeed if you get it from a reputable store. They should have remained frozen. What's terrible in the turkey is if it's frozen and defrosted and refrozen and then the breast gets kind of shreddy.
You have to go to a good store, I think.
I think so.
You know? And I hate that little red thing, whatever it is in it, so I take that out. There is that type of a plastic thing at the end.
I don't know why they put it on.
We remove the plastic. Anything which is not turkey we remove first, right?
Oh, did they give us a nice packet of giblets?
I think so. What do we have in there?
They didn't give us much.
And I should have the neck here. All of that is going to go in our stock, so we need it.
And we're going to make a giblet gravy.
Giblet gravy.
Well, there's the gizzard, the giblet.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, they give us quite a nice liver this time. And the neck is going to go into the turkey stock for the gravy. And I think one thing also you have to watch out for, say in Thanksgiving, if you think you're getting a fresh turkey, they're going to do 4,000 turkeys. They can't possibly slaughter them all in one day, so they've been sitting around in ice.
Mm-hmm.
And you may be better off getting a frozen turkey.
Well, if you get a frozen turkey, be sure to defrost it under refrigeration for like 48 hours. It does
at
take
least,
that long.
yes. Well, what we're going to do is, rather than doing it just a plain roast, we're going to roast the breast separately and the leg thighs separately, and then sort of lean them against each other so it'll look like a whole turkey, but it takes about half the time.
Shall I start by taking out the leg?
Yes.
I'm raising it out to use it as a weight, you know, so that I can cut the skin. To a certain extent, that's all you have here, just the skin.
And you're cutting it up to this point.
And at that point here, when I get up to the carcass, then I will have to take that
We have what
here.
we call the oysters.
So you can see that up. And there I finish against a bone also. And at that point, you have to crack it open. Often people extend the leg and try to crack it this way. You can't. What you have to do is to bring it here, grab it at the knee. That's where it cracks open.
See, that's wonderful. It just breaks off.
And here you have the large sinew. We cut through the sinew.
Mm-hmm.
And all we have to do is to pull it out. So that's it. On this side, the same way too. I cut the skin.
And
the oyster.
And just feel that point, that oyster of meat up there.
Crack it open, cut through the sinew, and pull out. So that's
great.
Pretty good. So this is, now we have our breast, right?
Mm-hmm.
We keep the wing on?
Yes, we're going to take off the nubbins.
Oh, we take out the, what do you call it?
Nubbin.
The nubbin, and which is that little piece at the end and here.
That little piece there. But everything goes into the stock.
And the stock here, and that part. So this, now we're gonna cut the carcass. We're gonna cut the whole carcass here and there to give that for the stock. This way.
And this is perfectly easy to do yourself, too.
And this way here, this is our stock. Here is the breast of our turkey, maybe too much skin. I'll take a little piece out of it. Here.
So take out the wishbone.
Oh, yes, you want the wishbone.
Yeah.
Okay, that part here, we put that underneath also.
They call that wings akimbo.
Oh, that's what they call?
Well, that's what I call it.
Oh, good. So here you can see that there is a triangle here, and you can fillet the wishbone here. So what you have to do is to cut on each side
The
of it.
reason for taking that off is that it makes carving much easier and neater.
Yes. And then you try to pry it out with your finger.
You don't have to get it out in one piece. You just get the two prongs.
No, you have to get it out in one piece.
You can get the two prongs out. Oh, you want it because you want a wish on it.
Yes.
See.
We have to get it
That's
out in one piece.
That's for the children in the audience.
I broke it. We can put on it, but that's for your stock too. So we are ready for this. This I'm going to put on the side here. And this I'll cut with the stock there.
Shall I start browning that a little bit?
I think so. You have your vegetable, we have the neck, we have the gizzard. Shall I continue browning on the leg?
Yes, I think that's fine. I'll start that.
And we're cutting the end of the drumstick here. And as you can see, at the end of that drumstick, there is an enormous amount of very tough sinew here, which are kind of difficult to pull out. You could, with a plier, pull them out at that point, but it's much easier to pull them out when it's cooked. As the meat is cooked, it comes out. All we want to remove here is the bone from the thigh bone, which is here. So all you do, you run with your knife on each side, a little bit this way. And all you have to do is to pry your finger underneath, put your knife underneath, and after scrape it. You scrape it up to the joint here, and then we want to cut through the joint. That's more stuff for the stock. Here you are. And the second one in the same way. And in the place of the thigh bone, we're going to put some of the stuffing. You could also put herbs, you could put chopped mushroom, you could do whatever you want to flavor it. So now we have those two legs, which are ready to be stuffed and replaced together. How is the stock doing?
Well, slowly. I'm going to brown these vegetables that are going into the stock. I have some carrots and onions and a little bit of celery. While the meat's browning, I'm going to brown the vegetables too.
So now can I start on the stuffing?
You may.
Good. I started my stuffing here. I have chopped onion, chopped celery, chopped mushroom, oil, a little bit of butter. Into this, I'm going to put some sage. And this, I'm going to cut it coarsely. You want like a good 2-3 tablespoons in our stuffing here. We're going to put a bit of link sausage here, but don't forget to remove the skin of those. You know, those are breakfast sausage. And we have about 8 ounces of it here. And then you have some cornbread for me?
I have a whole lot of cornbread here.
Good. Well, this is our base, the cornbread. This was homemade, but I'm sure you can buy some, right?
I think the box top recipe is great for it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to add that to the stuffing here.
Good.
And we'll put the bread directly in a bowl. So what I need to have in there is some chicken stock. I'll put like about a cup. And that's ready to add to the bread.
I have my vegetables tender. And the meat is partially browned now. I think having a good stock makes an awful lot of difference. Having a great gravy.
I like that stuffing when it's a little bit loose, you know. So, it's time for me to stuff the legs. So here they are. You would normally wait for this to be totally cold. I mean, it's a little bit lukewarm now. So I'll put a bit of pepper, salt in it. And like a cup of stuffing there. And as I say, if one of them you want to have some fresh herbs, just saute some fresh herb, different thing in it, you can put that only in it. You could, of course, sew it together. You can put it in a cheesecloth too. I think one of the easiest way is to put it in a piece of aluminum foil. maybe about that size. I want to measure it about like this.
And then that's going to hold together and you can take the foil off.
Yes, I think you would want to cook it a good hours, you know, this way, so that it
nice
holds
and neat
together.
package.
And you don't even close the end of it, so the heat can go in there, you know, and continue cooking. So here we are. We do that one too. So I have the stuffing in the two legs here. And the rest of the stuffing, we're going to put it directly on our roasting pan.
I think we should say also that you can make the stuffing ahead, you can make the stock ahead, and you can prepare the turkey, but don't stuff it until just before roasting it, because the stuffing is kind of moist and it can spoil, and then it would spoil your whole turkey. So just get everything ready, but stuff only at the last moment.
Think we should put a dash of oil in the bottom?
I think so.
Okay.
Why don't we have some? I have some turkey.
Do a little bit of this.
Keep it all the same stuff.
Plenty, yeah. I'll spread it out a little bit in there. And we'll put all our stuffing. Use my hand, it's going to be easier here. That would serve a dozen people, right, at least?
I would think. I think if you count on a pound of turkey per person if you want leftovers. If you don't want leftovers, that would be strange, though. If you half a pound will do.
See, we have our turkey here. I'm going to put it directly on top of it. Okay. Then my two legs. This way. That way.
My turkey backbone is brown. Now I have this
Put the stuffing
bit of
underneath.
liver.
That's it.
So I'm going to saute the liver and we'll set that aside.
Really, I'm putting a bit of salt on top of it here.
Good. Jack, the meat's
Looking
all
good.
ready for the
Okay, I have
liquid.
thyme, bay leaf
Let's put some
with it.
thyme and some two nice. This is imported bay leaf, Lauris nobilis. Now water goes in.
And you have your vegetable here. You have carrot, onion, and so
Yes,
forth.
they're all in the bottom of the pan.
These have to cook for a couple of hours. And what we have here, we have extra onion, carrot. You left me some celery. All of that we're going to put around the turkey after it's cooked about an hour in the oven. When it's cooked an hour in the oven, also you can slide out those two pieces of aluminum foil and put your vegetable around.
And
So
that's
what
going
I'm
to make
going
a
to
nice
do. Yes,
flavored gravy.
about 375 degrees.
Now we're going to make cranberry chutney, and we're going to do creamed onions. Nice thing about cranberries, now these are frozen cranberries, and you can get them all year round. And Jack is going to make the chutney with some apples.
Some apple. We put some orange juice.
So that was 1 cup of orange juice, and you've got 2 cups of cranberries.
And I'm going to put maybe 1 apple. You think 1 apple is enough? Okay.
And that's not an enormous amount.
Cut it into little dice.
Going to leave the skin on.
I leave the skin on this.
And that's a Granny Smith apple.
Yeah, it's a nice green one. So, we have a lot of sweetness here with the orange juice. We put a bit of vinegar in there. Of course, I have to put some sugar.
This just goes beautifully with goose and duck and pork.
Yes, all of this.
It's nice to have on, and it keeps very nicely.
So
in the
put a
fridge.
little bit of pepper flake for hotness here. And maybe some lemon.
Lemon rind.
Yeah, maybe I'll do the strip with that part. And at that point, I was going to press the juice out of it, but it looked good this way. So maybe I'll cut this way.
Do you notice how he says maybe? He's really making up the recipes going along. No, he knows the general theme of the recipe. Every once in a while, he'll have a better idea.
Yes, well, this is cuisine d'opportunité, you know.
Yes, well, as we say, recipes are not written in stone. They're just to give you an idea of what to do, and then you go on.
See, that looks beautiful.
That
and I
does.
think that this will cook a few minutes, and those things really burst open, right? So we let it cook.
Now we're going to do creamed onions. These were onions that were peeled and then cooked very slowly in a little bit of chicken stock. Now I'm going to reduce or boil down the chicken stock to almost nothing, which it has done, and put in a little bit of cream. I'm just going to let that boil now.
Just so that naturally it reduces and get thick enough.
I'll put a little more pepper in. I know you'd like black pepper.
Yes, I do.
This is white.
Okay. So this is our liver and the gizzard, the heart, the neck. We're going to pick that up and cut it in pieces for the sauce. That's it.
I'm chopping up. This is the gizzard. You remember that, cooked with the stock ingredients.
Yeah.
It makes a very nice gravy to have these all little tidbits in. Some people throw them out. Tant pis pour eux.
Yes. Don't throw anything out.
Not
I'm doing the neck here and the flesh of the neck.
And this is, I'm doing the heart here.
The heart. All of that we're going to add.
And here's that liver.
Oh, you add the liver at the end too?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to cloudy the stock, you know, the liver.
Well, we're going to thicken it anyway, so it's going to be a little cloudy.
Shall I put it in there now? So
Yeah,
this is our stock, which, as you see, has reduced now. It's darker in color. So that's going to go in it. Nice.
And then we're going to thicken it with some
bit of
potato starch.
some potato starch.
That's about a
That's about,
heaping
yes.
tablespoon.
Yeah, that could be plenty. Yeah? You want some white
No,
wine?
you can put some white wine or a little tawny port. It's dry, though. You don't want it sweet.
So this dilute and the starch, the pure starch like this is potato starch. You can use arrowroot also, or even cornstarch, but the cornstarch tend to be a bit too gooey, so I think this is
also,
better.
I don't think it's very stable.
Right. And what happened is that as it touch, it thicken on contact. So you put a little bit and you stir it, and you look at it, put a little more, stir it, look at it, you can stop whenever you want. It thicken right as it touch the liquid, so.
Is that going to be thick enough?
You want to
We'd
taste
better
it?
taste it, yes. I think that's a little bit light. What do you
You
think?
think so? I think it's beautiful the way it is. I think it made it a dash of salt, though.
I don't think it needs salt.
Okay.
That little hint of port was awfully nice in it.
It helps,
very,
yeah.
Not very much, but you just have that little sophisticated flavor.
Okay, so I'm going to check on the turkey.
Okay. Oh, here we are, ready to serve. Here's our turkey. You remember the breast is sitting on the stuffing, and then we have the leg thighs, and the thigh part has a stuffing in it.
And Julia, I think now one way of knowing whether this is cooked or not is actually to remove those little tendons
Yes, you can tell that they're done if the tendons will pull out.
And they pull out beautifully.
do.
Yeah? Look at that. Okay, so here I'm going to transfer the breast. And I think that because you want all your stuffing to be with it, so we can grab it just this way and put it there with the stuffing underneath. Good.
That's great. Then we can turn the legs up.
We're going to
When it looks,
reconstitute
you never would know.
the leg. That's it. And I'm taking all that beautiful juice here and adding my sauce to it. Bring that to a boil, and we finish the sauce.
Well, he's doing that. Here are the creamed onions. Look at the way that's beautifully reduced. And those are going to go into a little separate dish here. As I said, you could do it without cream, but you'll be sorry, because that's so good, added to the gravy.
And now we have the cranberry, which are cooled off, and that's, of course, thicker.
And they have thickened, too.
They have thickened. And now
we
move on
have
to
the Brussels sprouts. And these Brussels sprouts were, let you do that, were blanched and cut in half, so they're really cooked. You can leave out the butter if you want, can't you?
But you'll be sorry.
You'll be sorry.
And then we have extra, of course, the sweet potato here, and a regular mashed potato, and those are kept in the in hot water. That's a good idea. And we're going to combine it together, right?
This wouldn't be a turkey dinner without two kinds
the
of
mashed
potatoes,
yes,
would it?
Right. Yes. I love.
Oh, and I think everyone loves mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay, and here is.
And that mashed sweet potato.
That's the sweet potato.
And this time it doesn't have marshmallows on it, but you
no
could.
marshmallow in it.
I rather like marshmallows.
Oh, you do? I'm not
But
crazy
most
about
people,
it.
well, that's because you're French.
Yes.
You weren't grown up on marshmallows.
I'm French from Connecticut. Here we are.
Well, that looks lovely. You know, these, you're just warming them through this way. Now here are the Brussels sprouts.
With the Brussels sprouts in there.
And then you're going to carve the turkey a little bit anyway, so we can see how it goes.
Here we are.
Well, that looks lovely.
And this,
Wow.
I thought that first, showing them the whole leg, the stuffed leg this way, you know, because you see this way, it's all nice and stuffed.
And
so it looks
everybody,
good.
then the dark meat people get stuffing as well as the white meat people.
So we can carve it, maybe we'll do one portion. Now a little bit of the turkey, which I like to cut here, as you start carving down.
And the nice thing, if you hadn't removed the wishbone, you wouldn't be able to cut it this way.
Right.
That looks lovely. And that's not overdone either.
Now we can grab a little bit of the stuffing underneath. That stuffing looks really good. You know, here we are here. You think we should put
that's nice.
And the other one on top? We're doing architectural cooking here, lifting it up. The garnish can go around. You want that great gravy to go
That looks lovely.
right on top of it, you know. Now, you would continue carving in the dining room this way. I would serve some sauce on the side, but certainly put a little bit on top, like this, to give some richness to the look, you know. And the rest of the sauce, of course, in a sauce boat. We have a real feast here.
Certainly do. Now, what kind of wine would we serve with this?
A lot of wine, and all kind of wine. Red, white. I like to put both on the
A
table.
sturdy white,
People,
like a deep, beautiful Chardonnay.
that's a Chardonnay. That's what you want?
No, I'd like a little red, I
A
think.
little red, okay?
What do we have
And this
here?
is a Pinot Noir. You
Oh,
know?
good. I think that Pinot Noir
Yeah,
is
that Pinot
lovely
Noir
with
would
that.
go very well with it. Well, it was great cooking that turkey feast with you.
Well, I'll cook one with you like that any time of the year, Jacques. I think it looks absolutely beautiful.
It is, and I hope you're going to do it for your friend, for your family. It was great cooking
Tomorrow
with you.
or this weekend.
Yes,
Bon appetit.
and happy cooking.
A presentation of KQED San Francisco.